Park.
We on? Okay, cool, we're on. Hey, what's going on, guys? Jason Lohr here with Jason Lohr Photography and Films. Welcome back to another weekend walk episode with yours truly. I'm out here at Elk Grove Park in Sacramento. It's a nice, beautiful day to be out. All the goose and the squirrels are out today, so I figure we might as well be out too. But another reason why I'm out here today is to test out this new lens that I bought. That's the Canon RF 16mm 2.8. This is a lens that I've been wanting to get for a long time too, and you know, this lens is actually good for some vlogging because of like the 16mm wide angle, so you can cover a lot of like things in the background while you're doing your vlogging. And right now I have it on my my DJI Ronin SC gimbal, so that's why it's been running pretty smooth right now. I haven't tried it with just handheld, but the only thing is that this doesn't have an image stabilizer, so it can get pretty bumpy if I'm just doing it by hand. So, you know, gonna try it out on the gimbal, which from the looks of it, so far so smooth. So yeah, anyways, wanted to get this lens for some more vlogging, so whether it be for the weekend walks or for some food vlogging, which is what this episode is going to be about today, actually. So a lot of people have noticed a lot of my food pictures and videos that I've been doing on my Facebook page, and you know, they want to know more why, you know, I started doing that, and you know, why not just cook at home and instead of like going to all these restaurants. Well, here's my thing. It's like going out to these restaurants and trying out all these different food for me is like traveling. You know, when you step inside these restaurants, and think about this, the next time you do step into a restaurant, whether it be Asian, American, you know, European or Mexican, you know, it's like you step into these restaurants, you notice like a lot of them get really creative. I mean, like they put a lot of their cultures inside of the restaurants, the interior decorations. So like, you know, say for instance, you step into a Chinese restaurant, you notice like there's a lot of like, you know, beautiful Chinese paintings, and you notice like there's a lot of like colorful decorations that really makes you feel like you're in China right now. Or same thing with like an Italian restaurant, like, you know, you have like all these you know, decorations of like what it feels like to be in Italy. And like I said, it's like not all of them are the best, but so far from what I've actually tried out, they're actually so it feels so authentic to the point where I almost feel like I'm in China, or I'm in Italy, or I'm in Mexico. And just, you know, even like the waiters or the waitresses, like managers or chefs, when you do get a chance to meet them, it almost feels like you're there too, because now not only does the decorations make it feel like you're there, but now having to conversate with like, you know, the people that work there, it definitely like kind of completes that sense of like you're traveling and you're meeting, you know, the locals there, and now you're getting to try what they eat when they're there. So and that's one of the exciting things about, you know, doing my food vlogs, is like the sense of like going to that restaurant and feeling like you're going to a whole new world. So yeah, while I'm there too, like I'll try and talk with like the waiters or the waitresses if they're not too busy, and ask them just about the dish, like whatever it is they're serving. It's like, okay, what's this dish, and you know, how is it prepared? Sometimes like they'll actually tell you themselves, you know, about the dish, the history and how it's prepped. And I always pay attention to that, and I always tell people to pay attention to that too, because you can learn something from it. And the more you know about the dish, it's like the more you'll figure out, okay, maybe this isn't for me, or hey dude, that's even way cooler. Now it's like I want to try more of this, or maybe something similar to it. So what you call it, yeah, so that's why it's like I always want to know more about it, because every food with a story can lead to like something beyond that. Like for instance, right, like certain dishes were created with like certain ingredients because maybe at that time that's all they had, like to make this dish. And for them it's like it's not the fanciest, but then you'd be surprised, a lot of people who don't have those dishes a lot may find it to be the best dish they ever had. Like an example would be like one of the Anthony Bourdain series, where he goes into Los Angeles and meets up with this Asian family, and one of the family members, like, he goes out and eats at a lot of American restaurants. Like they went to a Sizzlers, right? I was like, oh man, this stuff is one of my favorites. And Anthony's like, dude, this is Sizzlers, man. And so now, vice versa, when he takes Anthony to this Asian restaurant, right? All these Asian guys were like just always like looking at him like weirdly. And Anthony notices this and he asks, why are they looking at me like that? And the guy tells him, well, they're wondering why you're here, because they figure you should be at somewhere that's a lot better. But Anthony, he enjoyed the food there. He loved those Asian dishes that they were serving him. But it's just so interesting, because the whole point of that is that something that you have like a lot of the times or all the time is like just boring and bland. But then to other people it's like, dude, that's like the best dish that I've ever had, or they ever had. So that's kind of like how I am. It's like I like to try like different things. And one of the things I do like to do is, as soon as I get home, like if I do have the time to cook, I'll try and make those dishes. It's not going to be 100% the same, but it's like adopting like another piece of culture, to where it's like this is something I kind of learned from having to explore what's out there. And so it's just again just very exciting, like when going out and trying out these different foods and trying to make them at home, or just having that understanding, and also that knowledge of like that culture. This is how they eat, this is how they dress, and this is how they prepare like their dishes. And a lot of love and a lot of things went into it, to where it was able to happen. Oh shoot, let me fix this real quick. But yeah, so that's basically why I like to do my food vloggings, to spread the knowledge of like all the foods that I try out. And spread the knowledge, and also like just the creativity that a lot of these chefs and cooks and culture were able to come up with. And it's just always a story to tell right there. And I hope hopefully one day, other than being a writer, filmmaker, and photographer, hopefully I'll get to do that for a living, like travel and try out different foods and just give my thoughts on it. It's like, man, wouldn't that be a dream job, getting paid to eat? So yeah, I encourage people to try different foods, or try different restaurants, that is. And you know what, some of them are pretty expensive, some of them are affordable, but I came to learn that a lot of things that are really good aren't always expensive. It's just having to know where to look and finding those places. It's kind of like wine. Everybody thinks that the $100 wines are always the best, which not gonna lie, some of them are, but then to some people it's like, no, it's not really not really their favorites, but to some other people it may be. But anyways, yeah, so don't ever let that discourage you from trying different restaurants. And plus, it's like, it's also showing the appreciation of like all those creations that they made to serve you. And it's like, you know, that's the beauty of it. But anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much the reasons why I go out to different restaurants, try out different foods. But I hope you guys do that too. You know, it's like whether it be in your own town or out of town or out of the country or state, you know, definitely, yeah, definitely give them a try. And speaking of, sorry, I'm like getting slower and slower because I'm actually getting kind of hungry myself, and all this talk about food is making me really, really hungry. So, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna end this video right now and go find me something to eat. Where to go? Hey, that's the adventure of it. So, you know, just want to say thank you guys for joining me on this walk. It's a nice, beautiful day, and whew, gosh, sorry. It's a nice, beautiful day, and you know, it's something to behold. So, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more, you guys can find me on my social media network. And if you guys haven't done so either, definitely click that subscribe button right there and get more updates of any projects and events that I'll be involved in, like food vlogging. All right, guys, take care. Love y'all.